Okay, afternoon everybody. Welcome to DSD Thunder Thursday Hangout. We've called it a show, we've called it a thingy, so we're going to keep and call it a hangout now. It's easier to explain. We've got a packed event today. We've got glamour, we've got intellectual conversation, we've got international entrepreneurs, and we've got Mark. So we've got a packed event. So we're going to start off with Paul and Michelle. They're from America. They'll explain exactly where from. I've spoken to Paul and Michelle in the past about various subjects. They're not part of the DSD Thunder team, but they are part of the Dream team. One of the things Mark and I thought would be interesting is for people from other countries to come on to this event excuse me, and explain what they do, what their background is, how they find DSD within their own country, etc., etc. So without further ado, can I introduce Michelle and Paul? Over to you guys.
Hey, good afternoon to the UK and any other countries that are tuning in to the Hangout here. Steve, Mark, it's an honor for you guys to ask us to be part of this today. We appreciate that. We got started with DSD a few months ago, about 3 months ago now, and just to make it simple and short, we have made more money using the DSD system in these last 3 months than we had a whole year and a half of another home-based business, selling nutritional products, the traditional marketing aspect and stuff. So it's been really good for us. It's been a lot of fun. My oldest son is also doing this as well, and both of us are looking at, my family and his family this is definitely our long-term career change with DSD. The system works. It's just been a fantastic ride so far just in these last few months. My wife Michelle, tell us how we got started.
Well, first of all, we're from Canyon City, Colorado, so we're Mountain Time. It's early in the morning over here, 7 o'clock. We were at a business training event, more of a, not for DS domination, but more of a generic business training, getting your good mindset. And I had met Alessandro, Kenya and Alessandra Alu, and I met them and some of their team, and they just really impressed me. There was a lot of integrity. I could see that their team really appreciated them and respected them, and that's the reason why I was interested in what they were doing. And so after we got home, I contacted them, and I said, I need to know what you guys are doing because I could see something in them, and they told me about DS Domination, which was perfect because Paul had done a lot of internet things and websites and things like that, and so it was right up his alley. And so we listened to the video of Roger, and it was perfect. And so we're very grateful and thankful. And we're thankful to Steve too. Steve's been a very encouraging word to us. He's helped us with some ideas with affiliates that have been really good. And so yeah, it's a pleasure and an honor to be with you guys today.
Yeah, that's cool. And I hope the check's in the post, by the way, for all the advice I've given you. How did you? What was your view of DS domination when you first heard about it? I mean, I'll be honest, when I first heard about it, I was very skeptical. I'd never done anything like this before. Couldn't see how it could work, maybe through ignorance on my part. But did you go through the same emotions? Sort of. I mean, what is your background? And did you have these thoughts that is DS really going to work?
Yeah, that's a great question. Michelle, I didn't meet Kenya and Alessandro at that event. We were both at the same event, but she was, we separate and go talk to different people. And she came home, when we came home from that event, she was telling me, Paul, I think you need to take a look at this. You really need to take a look at this. You need to take a look at this. She kept telling me this, and it was probably, I don't know, several days or a week later, I finally looked at her and I said, okay, you're really interested in this thing? And she said, yes. And so I said, okay, fine. So I clicked on the link and I watched, I don't know if you guys always get that 10-minute video from Roger or Steve. We were talking about that before. I don't know if you guys have that video, if you've seen it. But it just presents this fancy lifestyle, and it starts out, this is all fake. and then it backtracks, and he said, hey, this is what's real, and he's dancing with his daughter at Disneyland, because life is too short to pursue all this crazy stuff, but if we can be real with what we're doing, we can make a big difference. So anyway, I watched that 10-minute video. I shouted out to Michelle. I said, we're doing this, and it was very clear to me. I saw it. I saw the vision. I saw what it was for the company. I didn't know all the details at that point, but I said, okay, we're doing this. And so we signed up for Pro and Elite right away. A couple weeks later, all right, we're getting Unleashed. And then a few weeks after that, okay, we're doing Monopoly. And so we're getting started on everything. Next step for us will be Genesis. And I don't know if you guys have the options domination project as well over there, but we're in options now, so I'm training through that. And just funded my Nadex account here in America, so we're going to get started trading on options pretty quick. And we're just excited. I like DSD in the sense that they have, I believe they really genuinely care about their people. It's not just, the affiliate program is tremendous how much they give back to the people that are part of it, but they really care about people and want people to have a long-term successful financial plan where you're not just stuck with one little thing, but you have a true multiple source of income from several different areas and several different actions that take place, and it's just fantastic. And we have worked our butts off, like I'm sure most of you have, for your whole lives, in a career or a business or whatever. I've done construction for 22 years. I was a contractor. We currently have a martial arts school for the last 9 years. That's our main source of income, but we are, obviously trying to switch the gears between our current income with the DSD, and it's just really exciting for the future here.
I think when we made that first sale, it was
yes, I was like, yes,
yeah.
This works.
We were like, yep, okay, this is going to work, and you could just kind of see the pattern of, the training. And I mean, even if DS Domination, which I don't think it's ever going to stop, but even if that company died and there's no more videos, no more training, I still have those skills to be able to list and on eBay and Amazon. I've learned those skills and I can develop them. I think that's super cool. You don't have to rely on, like, a company has to provide us the products or the services. This is skills I made, and I think that's really, really awesome that they do that. But I think it's a great company, and yeah, it's awesome.
I mean, over here in the UK, we have companies. I'll name them and watch the faces of the other two, but we have companies like Betterware, Clean Easy, Avon. I think Avon's in America as well, and it's all pay out all the time. You're paying out for catalogs, you're paying out for products, and I did Betterware and Clean Easy leading up to a year last Christmas. My wife and I sat down and worked out our expenses, or so we hoped, but we ended up making a loss of £250, which I think is something like $350. This is per month. So straight away we realised, well, this is ridiculous. And fortunately, at the same time, a friend of mine introduced me to DSD. I had a look. As I said to you before, I was very sceptical, but the startup fee was so small that I just thought, well, it's a no-brainer, really. You've got to give it a go, and if after 2 or 3 months you don't make any money, well, you've lost very little. And like you, I started off with Pro. Within 6 weeks, went to Elite. Stayed with Elite for a year, and then went to Monopoly, and our income has just gone sky high, and it's truly amazing. And now we're team leaders along with Mark, and that's another aspect of the job that we, if it is a job, I think it's more of a hobby, to be honest, but it is something that I enjoy. I mean, how are you finding the affiliate side?
Pretty good. We're working on it still. Steve, like I said, Steve gave us a lot of ideas about and on Facebook, finding affiliates. I just talked to someone last night who is a single mom, and she's I think she signed up last night or this morning, looking for a really viable way to provide income for her 3 kids. And we are, we've done a lot of people that we know that are needing more income or needing a change in their career at our karate school. When we just talk to people, and it comes up. Some people are totally happy with their job, but other people want more income, and they're not happy with what they're doing. And so then you just share, hey, this is what we're doing, and it's really working for us. This is, we've made this much money, and the company is good, and you, like I said, learn skills, and like Steve said, it's $20. Try it and see if it works, and it does. If they stick with the training, if you follow the training and do what Roger says in the videos, it will work for you. The only reason why it wouldn't work is if you're not following the training. But so that's basically what we've done, is Facebook, sharing what our successes are, sharing with the people around us, and then really pursuing some different Facebook pages also.
Right. There's you guys probably have heard the stories too, but just on the basic pro version, there's people that are making over $5,000 a month just using the training that is involved in the pro alone for $20 a month. As you said, Steve, it's a no-brainer. It's just, what have you got to lose? Have you got anything better going on? So if there's anybody listening right now that's just curious about this and wondering what's going on, is it real? It's totally real. $20. Try it for a month even. Just try it and see. You'll discover it works. The system works. That's great.
That's brilliant. Mark, have you got any questions?
No, I don't think so, Steve. You've asked the ones I was going to ask, so thanks for that.
Okay, sounded brilliant.
Sorry, Laura.
Sounded good.
Okay. Right, thanks, Paul and Michelle. We'll come back to you in the end, unless we see that your picture's gone blank, in which case we know that the kids are making a lot of noise. But that was really, really interesting. I'm glad I invited you on, so great for that. Before we get on to Laura, just want to tell you a rather odd story that happened to me during the week. One of the things I'm selling is a water feature for the garden, and it's solar powered. Now, if you saw the title, a solar-powered water feature, where would you think that's going to be? Is it going to be indoors or outdoors? Go on, Mark, give me an answer. Indoors or outdoors? You're still muted.
Sorry, I clicked it twice. Yeah, I would say outdoors, definitely.
Yeah. I had a customer come on and ask, was this solar-powered water feature for the indoors? We do get some strange questions, don't we? But you've got to laugh. But if I can now hand over to Laura. Laura's 87 years of age, but she's looking good for her age. She's a friend of Mark's, but don't hold that against her. And Mark invited her on. I didn't want her on personally, but Mark invited her on, and she's. How long have you been with us, Laura?
I joined at the start of January, so I've been with us nearly 4 months now.
Brilliant. Okay, if you want to tell everybody sort of what your background is, how you got introduced to DS, your initial thoughts, and how it's gone from there.
Yeah. Well, starters, I'm not 87. I'm 24. I am a mum of two. One is 2 years old and one is 2 months old. So I am actually on maternity leave from my retail job at the moment, working at Carphone Warehouse, which is good, but I was hoping to stay home with my kids. So Mark approached me about the business, and at first, like you, Steve, I was a bit sceptical. So I did think about it for a while. I decided to join up, obviously at the start of the year, and I started making sales 2 days after I joined. So Mark was really impressed with me. I thought, wow, this is brilliant, I should have started a bit sooner. But since then, I've been making steady income every month. It's really worked for me. And I joined up as an affiliate about a month and a half ago, something like that. I have only joined up one person myself so far, so I probably need some tips myself. But yeah, other than that, it's been really great for me. Like I said, I've got 2 young kids, so I can't do it as much as I'd like to do it. It is difficult when you've got obviously a 2-year-old and a 2-month whinging at your feet. But yeah, I'm hoping to turn it into a full-time job so I won't have to go back to work at the end of the month when my maternity's over.
Laura, do you sell just in the UK or do you sell abroad as well?
Yeah, I do just sell in the UK at the moment, yeah.
Okay. Can I ask the same question of Paul and Michelle? Do you only sell in the US or do you sell overseas as well?
Currently, we're just doing the U.S. and then I've looked into the stuff to. Then our next step would be to go to Canada, the upper part of North America, and eventually globally all over. But just currently the U.S. right now.
Okay, that's cool. Laura, what advice would you give people that are just sort of starting off? Because I mean, I know, Mark and Paul and Michelle know that when you first start, it's very, very daunting. There seems to be an awful lot you have to learn, but realistically, no, it isn't that bad. But when you first start, it is. Any tips or whatever that you've got?
Yeah, when you first start off, it is a bit daunting, thinking, no, I'm not going to get any sales, anything like that, struggling to find what to list. But like most people say on the Facebook support groups, Amazon have got thousands of products, so just look through anything. It could be literally anything. And I'd also say, obviously, to keep listing, list. The more you have listed, the more sales you'll get. I mean, obviously, I had my daughter 2 months ago, so I couldn't really list much. So I didn't have many listings on between February and March, and sales slowed down a bit for me. And then I've noticed as my listings go back up, sales are picking up. So I'd probably say that's the best thing to do. Carry on listing, tweaking, make sure there's activity on your account. Also, change the prices around a little bit, like I say, tweak the titles, make sure you've got really good keywords in your titles as well.
Where do you see the future with DS? Have you got sort of an idea of which direction you want to head in? Getting any more packages or just increase your earnings or what?
Well, eventually I would like to go up to Elite. I have been thinking about it, but obviously I did want to make sure my income is a bit more steady and getting a bit more income in first. But yeah, obviously I'll be speaking to Mark about that, who's my sponsor, and he's been absolutely brilliant. He's helped me so much since I started, so obviously I'll be speaking to him about the different levels.
Okay, Mark, have you got any questions other than saying thank you for being so nice to me?
Laura's always nice to me. She's like an adopted daughter, bless her. No, I mean, Laura's done fantastically well. Yeah, she's seriously considering moving up to Elite, and I'm sure Laura will go all the way. I'm sure within 12 months of Elite, I think Laura will be going Monopoly and then looking at Genesis. I'm sure she will. She'll go all the way. She seems to have the right attitude. She's got what it takes to make this work.
Thanks, Mark.
No problem at all.
I think
thank you.
Paul, Michelle and me will just have a private conversation and leave you two just to say thank you to each other. All right.
No, Laura's fantastic. Yeah, obviously she wants to make sure she's her income is enough to fund Elite properly. But I think concentrate a little bit more on the affiliate side as well, and that'll cover it.
Paul and Michelle, on that subject of moving up packages, do you find the decision to move up is very much in your own hands, without pressure? I mean, one of the things that Mark and I try not to do is to pressurize or push people too much into moving up the packages. Our attitude is go when you're ready. Is that similar in America?
Yeah, most definitely. Nobody necessarily does well under pressure, and the one cool thing about this program that I mentioned earlier is that the compensation plan through the affiliates is really good. So if you have two people with pro, then your monthly pro is covered. And if those same two people decide to join elite, then your elite monthly is covered. So it's like you want to stay one step ahead of your team, obviously, because how the commission works is to have you have to have the package before the person that you're bringing on board has that particular package to get that commission. It's been really good. My son actually nudged me to Monopoly because he's like, Dad, I'm gonna get Monopoly, so you got to get it first. With how the commission works, so that kind of nudged us into Monopoly maybe a few weeks or a month ahead of when we were going to do it anyway. And but no, it's just great. DSD is a great company. We definitely want people to be comfortable with their skill level and what they're doing before they move on to the next level, because you may pay for something and might not use it for a bit, and that's okay, but you definitely want to grow in your skills and so forth as you go forward.
Yeah, one thing, there's no hype. That's what I really like about this company. Is that a good word in England? You know what I mean by hype? Where it's like all, just motivational, and you should do this, and bigger than life, and it's going to be like your biggest dream is a millionaire tomorrow. It's not that at all. And so they don't pressure you to do that. They give you realistic understanding that it's going to take time. You need to master these skills. You need to watch the videos. You need to educate yourself, and then when you're ready, this is what will happen if you learn. If you get elite, you will move up to the next level. You will learn new things. Obviously, with Monopoly and Genesis, you will learn new things and you will have more income. But it's a really solid company, and it's not. I don't know, the other company that we're with, and we've seen other ones, bigger than life. Your biggest dream is going to happen if you do this, and that's not what this company is about. It's realistic business. You decide.
It's work. It takes effort. It takes time and effort. There's no question. Mm-hmm. Hey, Steve, can I share just a quick short story that's funny? You'd mentioned funny stories.
Yeah, go ahead.
It was like a week or so ago. I had a lady send me a note. I had an item for sale. It was a swing that sits on your front porch or your patio. It's got a canopy over the top, so just a rocking swing for 2 or 3 people. And I had it listed for over $200, and she sent me a note. She said, I just got married, I'm pregnant, expecting my first child, and I would just love to be able to rock my baby on this front porch. Is there any way that I only have $120? Can I get one of these for $120? And I had it for $200, and I laughed out loud, just like you guys are doing, and I wrote her back, and I said, as much as I would love to bless you and your new baby with a swing for that price, I'm sorry, I just can't do it for that. So you did get some funny stuff happening. You just go with the flow.
You do, and like I said before, any job, not just DS, but any job where you're dealing with the public, it's interesting, to say the least. I had somebody contact me last night. They wanted a bird aviary, a particular one, which I didn't have for sale. I had other aviaries, but I didn't have that one. I researched it and found out I could get it and decided on a price. And she came back and had a moan because my price was higher than Amazon. I felt like turning around and saying, well, go and shop at Amazon then. So, I don't know. It just amazes me. I mean, I think we all have had messages via eBay to say, I can get this item at a lower price. Well, then go and get it at the lower price. I don't know why people bother to contact you with such issues, but they do. Mark, have you got anything to say? Because you're very quiet today, which is most unusual. I'm starting to worry.
Hang on. Can you hear me now?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, well, I mean that's a similar thing as when you go around a supermarket, isn't it? You don't walk up to the customer service and say I can get this can of beans cheaper in Asda. You just don't do it. You pay the price or you don't. It's as simple as that. Same in any shop. We retail the same as anybody else, so people are entitled to shop around. If they don't like the price you're selling it at, they don't have to buy it. It's quite simple. But thankfully, a lot of people do. No, I'm very happy to take a back seat this week. It's been very interesting with these other guys on. It's been fantastic.
I'll agree with that. It's nice that me and Mark don't have to say much, especially Mark, because he does kind of go on. You know, the actual hangout's only for half an hour, but you'll find Mark is still talking a good hour afterwards to himself. So it's a shame, but you know, he's got most of the people watching it, but switch the broadcast off. Paul, Michelle, Laura, really pleased you came on. It's been absolutely brilliant. I'm sure it's been an eye-opener for everybody that's watched it so far and will watch it on the recording. I hope that in a few months' time you'll come back and tell us how you're getting on, make us all green with envy. But in the meantime, Paul, Michelle, good luck in the future. Obviously, you've just started out really with DS, but it sounds like you're moving really fast. And Laura, exactly the same. It's a name. Go on. Okay, good. I think Laura's going to be a name for the future. Probably in the future as well in our team. So, guys, thanks very much. Mark, as always, thank you for keeping me on the straight and narrow. So everybody who's watching this now or watching it for the rest of the week, thanks very much. And
yeah, thanks.